Hi, in this video I will show you how to set a basic website using Bricks Builder. To start building our website using the basic elements under the layout section, just click on the plus sign and this will add a section, and by default your section will always have a container. Now let's begin by adding some color. Click on the section and under style, head over to background and you can set your background color like so, but I will add a background image, so I'll just click on an image, hit insert, and you'll see that under background you have your image, and there it is. Just click on this and drag and drop. You'll see that this is how your background will look like. Now let's add some text inside the container. Click on the plus sign, drag and drop the heading element, and I'll also add some basic text, so I'll drag and drop underneath here, and if this happens, that's okay. I'll just align all of this. I'll just click on, let's start with this one, the heading, and under layout I'll set it to center under the flex section, and this is already in the middle, but I want this to be the heading, so I'll just click on it and just drag it up here. Okay, and let's set the heading. So I already have some set. I have some information ready. I'll just copy and paste it. Click on the heading, go to content and paste the information to save time. And I'll do the same for my basic text element. Copy and click on my basic text element and paste it here. Now let's change the color. So I'll start with the heading. Just click on it, under style, go to typography, and I'll set the color to white and the font size to 99. And I'll do the same. I'll go to my basic text, click on it. As you can see, I've already clicked on it, and I'll set the color to white and the font size to 40. And I want this to be italic, so I'll just double click and click on italic. Now let's add a button. Click on the plus sign and then drag and drop the button. And let's format it the same way as we did with our text. Click on the button, go to content, and if you want this to be a circle, I like my buttons to be in a circle, and I'll just add some text. And let's go to style again and set the font size. And let's also change the background color. So let's go to background and like so. And let's once again change the text to white. And you can see that it doesn't look very appealing, so we'll just add some spacing. So just click on the button and you can see that the mouse changes, and this is where you click and drag to add your space. And I will also reduce some space over here so that it looks more appealing. So we're done with our first section, and if you think that you want to add more spacing here, you can do so over here. As you can see, I'm just going right here and I'm adding some space so that it looks more appealing. Before we proceed to creating another section, I just want to mention that I also made edits to my first section, so always remember to set the design according to your target customers. Okay, let's work on our second section. This time we'll be adding our second section a little bit differently. Instead of the plus sign, what we'll do is we'll just drag and drop the section element, and when you see the yellow highlight, just let it go. And this time I want to add, within the container, I want to add an image to the left side and some text and a button on the right side. So just click on the container and then just divide it over here. See, you have the division. And to add gap in between, just click on this container and go to layout, and under margin, just set it to 99. And there we have two containers. And now I will add my image. Just click on this container, and under background, we'll add our image just like before. Select your image, click on insert, and let's just adjust our section. And we'll do the same for this image. And you can see there is some spacing issue. So I'll just click on this container and adjust the spacing. And over here, I will add a heading and some basic text element. So I'll just drag and drop just like before. Okay, that was a bit of a struggle. And now we'll add my text right underneath here. And just like before, I will adjust my spacing. And I'll just quickly make this change. So I'll just quickly fast forward my changes. Okay, now that we are done with our text, I noticed that I didn't set a background color, so I'll just quickly click on the section, and under background, I'll set the color to white so that it looks much more appealing. All right, now what I will do is I will add a list underneath this text. So I'll just click on the white space and type list, and just drag and drop underneath here. It's a little bit of a struggle, but we're getting there. Okay, and now I'll just click on the list element and go to content and set my list item, and I'll remove the price. And I'll also add a logo to make this more appealing. And I'll do the same for my second item. Add the logo. And I noticed that there's a line over here. I don't like it very much, so I'll just scroll down and go to separator and just set the style to none. Okay, now I will add two more lists, but before we proceed, let me just duplicate this so that I don't have to manually remove all the information by clicking on add item. If I click on add item, you'll see that all of this is displayed, so you don't want that. So I'll just delete this and just click on duplicate. And now I'll just quickly make my changes. Okay, now that we're done, let's add a button. To save time, I'll just copy the button over here and just paste it inside this container. And now I'll just adjust it. It's a little bit of a struggle once again. Okay, and I'll just quickly change the text. Okay, we're done with our second section. Just be sure to save your work, otherwise you will have to start all over again. And let's head over to creating our third section. For the third section, I'll just duplicate this second section, and then I will just flip the image over to this side. Just click on this content and then go to under the content section, just set it to number 2 for order, and you'll see that the image has now moved to the other side. And I'll just change this image. Just click on this content, go to background image, and select another image. And now I will just quickly edit this section. I won't be needing the list section, so I'll just delete this. And I will just quickly change the text for this section. Okay, now that I've edited my text, one final thing for me is to just edit the spacing and also change the text button. One more thing that is left to do is to change the background. And once again, I'll click on the section, and once again, I will add a background image. And as you can see, this needs to be changed. So I'll just quickly change the color of my text. There you go. We're done with our third section. And now we will be moving on to our final section. For our final section, let's just add a section element, then set the direction to horizontal and align the blocks to center. Now I'll just divide the container into 4 blocks and click on the parent container in the structure section. Then increase your column gaps to add a space in between the 4 blocks. Now I will add another section and position it just above the blocks. Then I will add the heading element within this section. To fix this, I will center this under the flex section. I'll also set the text heading and add a background color. Lastly, I will click on each block and add my images, which I already made before using Canva. And of course, don't forget to adjust your blocks and sections to polish your website. When you are done, hit on save and you can start viewing your website in the front end. And that's it. Be sure to subscribe for more similar videos on using Bricks Builder for your WordPress website.